Thank you, Cassandra.
So it's going to be on April 22nd and 23rd, which is a Friday and Saturday at DVSD's Banquet in Warren, Ohio. It starts at 6 o'clock to 8:30 on Friday night, and then from 8 in the morning to 12 noon on Saturday. And it's 2 days, and we are also looking for sponsors to help bring in our teens and our college students. 100 college students and 100 teens that's our goal. We want to sponsor. We need the community to help us to sponsor these teens and college students, because it's important that we get them there to the conference so that they can hear Dr. Meeker, so that they can receive just information and be healed in their emotions, so that they can have their families there with them and maybe address some things that they haven't been able to address, so that we can stop the repeating cycle of hurt, the repeating cycle of sex before marriage, the repeating cycle that we see in this young generation.
So how early these days do you have to get to the Mary Duke?
For registration?
No, I mean for the girls.
For our message to be effective?
Yeah.
Well, I think because there's a wrong concept of sex, that has to be taught from biblical standards. And the biblical standards is sex is who you are. So that's at the very earliest age, is to let young people, boys and girls, know that they are the highest creation with worth and value, and they must take responsibility for their choices. They must know what is a wrong choice and what is the right choice, and that responsibility falls on the parent, if you know what I mean. They can't wait till the kids get to school and expect teachers or the preachers to teach. That has to be taught at home. And because there is a breakdown of the family, okay, I believe that all of us, not just Mary Duke, but all the community, every aspect of pastors, of the churches, good organizations, must get involved and be a village around these kids. The question, how early? Too early. However early is not early enough to tell young people who they are.
They're getting pregnant so young now.
That is the sex behavior. And if we tell them who they are and their value, they'll make choices to value themselves. But if we don't and define sex as God's word says it, and not out of culture, sex behavior, our kids don't know. And so they learn by what they see. So 90% of what you see on television is sex and violence. So that's where our kids are going, because they have more of a relationship with television, in most cases, not all cases, than they do with parents at home. So
how do we change that?
I think it has to change with attitude that we have to put God back in the heads of our lives, the center of our families. And we have to go with biblical principles, because that's what's got us off the track, and we have to get back on the track. So Cassandra talked about, we want 100 teens and we want 100 college students. We want the whole family, because this is a family issue. And every unit in the family is important. Every unit in the family have to work together, and they all have to work from the base of truth, God's word.
So how do you reach the kids? I mean,
in any setting, they will let us come in. Like Saturday, I'll be talking to some young kids at Jack and Jill over at Lippy's Medical Center. And then we go into the schools. Sandra and I were in a church last Wednesday. Schools, church, and tomorrow night we'll be in a college, a Youngstown U. Any door that is open, we will go in. So if you invite us, we will come in, because we're anxious for everybody to hear the truth. Because when the truth is applied to your life, that's what gives you the freedom to live, to grow, and to know who you are, and to have a bright future.
I mean, it's gonna bother you, as it does, I think, most adults, about how many teen pregnancies there are.
Oh, it's epidemic. It's epidemic. And now we've got a generation of teens who had babies that their development was interrupted, and now they're trying to raise these children. So I believe the older generation, such as myself, we've got to jump back in the game, and we've got to develop relationships with the younger generation so that we have a trust relationship, so we can impart into them what kept us strong and what kept us healthy and kept us moving forward. And that was a healthy sense of obeying God.
It's hard, is it not? Because kids don't want to, you and I remember back many, many years ago, you didn't want to necessarily listen to what the elders had to say.
I think because we as elders want to talk to them and talk at them, instead of developing a relationship where you can talk, you can bring the information you have. But if you have not developed a relationship, I really don't think you have a right to jump into their faces and start telling what they're doing right and wrong. And I think we're going to have to take the initiative as older people to get to learn to know this new generation that looks so foreign to us. Back in my day, you didn't see anybody with the tattoos, and you didn't see anybody with this lady, I love her, and every day she comes in with a new hairdo. And I have to tell you, she's beautiful, and every hairdo is a different one. But see, I've learned.
That's quite a do you have today. It's
that's one of the
got the same
things.
color going on.
No, you sure don't put yourself. You have the same thing going on.
But what I'm saying is learn the child's heart. And I have to tell you, kids are more engaging than we want to engage them. And I think it's a fear. They fear us because they feel like we're going to discipline them, and we fear them because they're different. And I think we should embrace each difference.
So where and when? The conference is where and when, and how can people get involved?
Yes, the conference is April 22nd and April 23rd. It is at DVSD's Banquet Center. The address is 754 North River Road, Warren, 44483. If you want to get registered or get tickets, you can call into the office 330-539-6040, and that's April 22nd and 23rd.
And website?
The website is www.teenstraighttalk.com.
And you're listening